Theater of the Mind podcasts are not suitable for all ages. Content warnings can be found in the audio description. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Theater of the Mind presents Retribution, a horror comedy actual play D&D podcast set in the real world. I'm Mike, I'm your dungeon master, and this week's question from the Ultimate RPG Campfire card deck by James D'Amato is, which do you value more, vengeance or forgiveness? And how does this value impact your day-to-day life?
My name's Amanda, and I'm playing Mel Kelly. Mel definitely values forgiveness over vengeance. I think that's probably always been part of who she is in terms of she's kind of a people pleaser, so she'll forgive them anything if they'll like her. But on top of that, especially in light of recent events and certain self-defense murderings, she's definitely about forgiveness. And hopefully other people are too.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Elliot Brandybean. And Elliot Brandybean definitely values vengeance over forgiveness. And it affects him to the point where he carries a grudge as if it were a badge of honor, and that can definitely come back and bite him in the butt. So that's where Elliot would stand on that particular subject.
I am Brunel. I am playing Olnak Vaga Johnson, and this may surprise all of you, because Olnak actually does value forgiveness over vengeance, though his actions do not necessarily dictate said thing. Forgiveness is very important to him. As a person, he's a very forgiving person. He's very understanding. It's something you kind of have to be if you're going to be a leader in the military, and you got to go through some hard times with a lot of people. So he does understand that vengeance is kind of just a cycle that never ends. But there are certain situations that will trigger vengeance more than forgiveness. Forgiveness is something he wants for himself, but he can't forgive himself for some of the things he's done, though he's quick to forgive others.
Hi, I'm Downs. I'm playing James O'Brien, and James values vengeance more than forgiveness, primarily because throughout James's life thus far, he hasn't been really shown forgiveness for a lot of the things that he's done. He's steals to attempt to get attention, and he's not looking for it for the forgiveness.
He's also been screwed over by people.
Yes, he has. Yes.
I'm sure he's got hard feelings.
Yep, and if somebody messes with James, he will probably either kill you or steal something from you.
I'm Casey. I play Emery Lee. Emery, to the surprise of no one, values forgiveness more. I think she really doesn't like being in conflict with people. If it's uncomfortable and it weighs on her mind, and she will always go the route of forgiveness as opposed to vengeance in order to kind of help ease that conflict.
Well, excellent. Let's go ahead and roll for recap. We'll go lowest goes.
$13.
10.
16.
12.
17.
And goes.
Okay.
Didn't you just
I
say
put
I
that
haven't
out
done
to
one?
the universe by
You
saying I'd never
did.
recapped before. All right, hang on. Let me get out my novel. Because unlike Mel, I take notes. Let's see. So at the start of the episode, we went off turkey hunting, following the directions given to us by Griff, the creepy, we think might be a werewolf man. Turkey hunting was fairly par for the course, I think. Elliot got some grain and laid it out into a clearing, and Mel fabricated some lovely turkey gobbles. Ooh. We successfully killed 7 turkeys in various states of edibility, some less so than others. In the end, we ended up getting 5 birds worth of usefulness, and we spent the afternoon smoking the meat. In the afternoon while the meat was smoking, Mel and Jacob went looking for random feathers that may have fallen off of birds and find some absolutely just mutilated turkeys. Not that far from camp. Oddly enough, they were missing all of their organs. That night passes uneventfully. The next morning, we do pack up camp and head back towards Rifle. We pass by that old prison, and it's not looking so peaceful as it did before. There's some obvious signs of either break-in or break-out. We're not sure which. James and the others decide that they want to go take a look. Mel did not. And they find similar sort of destroyedness, only on people instead of turkeys, with also missing organs. And we're all kind of creeped out. We pass by some other things and make it back over to Pete's house, where we learn how to tan a hide. And we also have decided as a group that charisma save is your standard for nightmares.
Alrighty. So we are starting watches. James, your watch is up first.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I would like to make rounds around the camp. Probably nothing too spectacular. Just watch for things. Check for tracks.
Check for tracks?
You know,
Okay.
just in case there's more of the spooky tracks that appeared.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me a perception, please.
Hiya. That is a 17.
All right. So yeah, it's a pretty nice night again. Fairly clear. As you're wandering around, you know, you're on the outskirts of this like subdivision, but you're still pretty much in town. So there's not, you know, turkey tracks or anything. You do see a small animal track that Elliot would know what it is. Kind of near the trash cans mostly. But you know, you're not seeing any cougar track out here. You do see deer track. You know, deer will go just about anywhere.
Right.
But not seeing any of that. Towards the end of your watch, you do hear off in the distance, way out there, kind of more echo than the actual original sound, the howling of a wolf.
I'm gonna look up like where. Gonna be on edge a little bit.
You hear it to your north,
Okay.
but like I say, it's a fair bit off in the distance.
I'm gonna probably continue my round until it's done, but paying extra careful to the north.
Perfect. Nothing else of interest happens.
Okay. I wake up the next person.
Emery.
Emery. Hey, Emery.
I'm up.
Time for watch.
Yep.
Nothing of major note to note, except for there was some wolf howling towards the north.
Great. I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
What do you want to do on your watch?
Emery's trying really hard to pay close attention, but as someone who does not have that great of an attention span, I think she's struggling with it more than she thinks she is. I rolled a 5, so it's a passive of 10.
All right.
So she's thinking loud thoughts about, I think the stories of werewolves are spinning in her head a little bit. And she's just kind of sitting and hanging out, not close to the fire, but, you know, trying to stay warm and thinking real hard.
Nice. Yeah, while you're sitting there, you feel like you're seeing things out of the corner of your eye, doing a lot of whipping your head around.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's not what I would call a comfortable watch. but your watch does pass technically uneventfully.
Yeah, I think she ends her watch more unsettled than she started it.
And just for fun, let's have you roll that charisma check for quality of sleep
Yep.
after this hour of chasing shadows.
I think I've rolled like 2 things above a 10, and one of them was the check for who does the recap. It's a charisma check or save?
What did I have you do last time? I think
Check, I think.
save.
I thought it was a save.
Yeah, let's go with save.
In that case, it's an 11.
All right. You don't sleep well.
Yeah.
You jump awake once at in the night. You have a pretty vivid nightmare of a beast prowling your camp, and you snap awake when the beast lunges at you, mouth bared. That jolts you awake.
Yeah, that would.
Gotta do it.
Who's on
Elliot.
third watch? Elliot. Okay. So she'll go quietly wake Elliot.
You don't look well. Are you all right?
I think I'm real on edge. I don't like any of this.
Well, go try to get some sleep.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, don't close the zipper on your sleeping bag.
That's a good thought, actually. Thanks. James said he heard wolf north of here. I didn't really hear much of anything, but
Okay. I'll keep an eye that way.
okay. And I'll head off to my nightmares.
What's Elliot
So-
do?
Charlie, for the last 2 days, has been gorging, so his little belly is like distended
Yeah,
from
he's a
all of
happy
the
dog.
scraps he's got. He's not. He just looks at me, and I'm just like, "You're gonna fart in that sleeping bag, damn it."
Oh, and he has been.
Oh.
So Elliot's gonna get up, check the campfire, look at everybody, go check on the horses, make sure they're good, and he's just gonna kind of out at the edge, away from camp. He's gonna just stop in places and spend 10 minutes listening and watching, and then he's gonna move to another position. He's gonna patrol pretty hard for the night. He's not going a long ways. He's probably going 60 feet away from camp at
Okay.
most. But he'll stop for 10 minutes, move to another spot, stop for 10 minutes, and very much listening and looking.
Perfect. Let's have a perception from you then.
With all the extra care and the time, can I
Give
get
you
advantage
advantage
on it?
Sure.
Wow.
2 nat 20s.
Wow.
First time that's happened.
Damn.
I don't. Never mind. You can have the advantage back for later. 22.
Jesus. All right. So as you're pausing and stopping, you hear the braying of a wolf off in the distance. You've heard wolves. This sounds off. It's wolf adjacent for sure. Deeper, brassier, angrier.
Does it? I know it's kind of hard to tell, but does it sound like it's a long way away or not? Does it sound more closer, or does it sound like it's miles away?
It's you would put it probably kind of on the edge of the north side of town. It's about that distance, so it's a mile at most.
So I'm going to do something. Probably no, I'm not.
You also, because you rolled perfect, you rolled as good as this game allows you to. You think at some point it's faint and it's far. You think you hear a scream.
Check something really quick because Elliot's got a thing. The ranger's got a thing, not Elliot. You can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you, or 6 miles in your favorite terrain.
That's
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. This does not reveal the location or the number. It just whether they are there.
Specifically, those types of creature, huh?
Yeah.
Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Yep. So Elliot doesn't know he can do this, but that he's going to stay to the north end of camp, but basically between the sound he heard and camp. And his concentrating, he really does he would like to imagine his awareness going towards it because he really wants to know. He wants to confirm his suspicions. He really thinks that's Griff, but he doesn't know. And I'm gonna do that, and he'll burn a spell slot.
Okay.
For that primeval awareness.
You don't sense anything in the direction of a Griff. You do pick up. You get to know that it's the thing you think it is.
Okay.
All right. So you sense elementals and fae, and then towards the center of town, you do sense some undead.
Elementals to him are gonna feel brown. Fae are gonna feel green, and undead are gonna feel gray.
That tracks. That makes sense.
So while he's sitting there, he kind of drifts off, and he gets those impressions, and he's kind of. Elliot wouldn't really know what those things mean.
Right.
He would feel him and like, what are these? These are weird. He could, like says, he could match the undead feeling up. That would really freak him out. And I think Elliot would have a really hard time dealing with this. Like this I'm hallucinating. This he's gonna kind of deny the feeling he's getting from it because it just doesn't. He's never done it before.
Yeah, this would. You've established you read comics.
Sure.
This feels not unlike Spider-Man's Spidey sense.
Yeah.
You just feel over there's undead things.
Wow. Okay. Got it. But he knows he can't. He's not going to leave camp. He knows he's not going to leave camp. So he's going to basically, at this point in time, he's going to start pacing. It's going to be quiet, but he's going to kind of pace. He's going to pace the perimeter. Instead of the stop and listen, he's going to start pacing because he's nervous and he's really uncomfortable, and he's not feeling good about it. Like, this is what, like, am I losing my mind? This is just weird.
Perfect. Yeah, that fades after the minute. Other than that, the rest of your watch goes uneventfully.
Okay. And then I need to wake up Allnock and Mel.
Yeah, and Jacob too, if we want. To do the
Jacob
full
sleeps in
yoga
Mel's
retreat.
tent, so if he's getting up for really early yoga, then she can wake him too.
Well, what watches are 2 hours?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would say that we probably just watch the first hour and then we'll do yoga once the sun starts to come up. So I'll let Jacob sleep till at least dawn.
Fair, 2 hours of yoga would be a brutal start.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like I'm
You want, like,
thinking
half an
like,
hour.
yeah, 15, 20 minutes because let's face it, her attention span isn't that long anymore.
At the end of this adventure, you guys would be freaking shredded in that hippie sort of way. That lean, long muscles.
Yeah.
We saved the world and we can plank with one arm.
Backwards. So what do you guys want to do on the first bit of your watch?
So I can't see shit in the dark. What about you?
I can't see anything in the dark either. I don't have dark vision.
Cool.
So we're just gonna hang out like by the fire like I did last time. I was like,
I mean, before Elliot goes back to sleep, I'd be like, did you hear anything? See anything? Are we good?
We've been hearing some wolves, or a wolf to the north. It sounds weird, so definitely keep attention that way. Also, I've got a really weird feeling in the pit of my stomach about the direction from town he's going to point towards town. Keep an eye that way too. Something just, I didn't see or hear anything. I don't know. My gut tells me that there's something bad that direction. So just be extra cautious watching that way.
Okay. So, Olmok, you
Alright.
want the direction of the scary wolf noises or the direction of scary bad feeling noises?
Scary, we don't know what this thing. I feel like I'll watch towards town.
Okay. I'll watch in the direction of the scary wolf noises.
Awesome. Let's have perception checks.
So, in an effort to, I don't know, we'll call it personal growth. I think Mel, knowing that she can't see anything, would like to sit still like you would as if you were meditating, but instead of looking inward, she wants to try to listen really hard outward, which she's literally never done before.
Okay.
In
Focus
hopes
on
of
your
enhancing my chance of a perception check that doesn't suck. Could I, get advantage on that? Because I'm making a solid effort.
Sure. Why not?
You're like, where are you going?
Yeah, I was very intrigued to the end of this thought process.
Well, I'm like, how would Mel do this? She'd sit really still and then she'd sit there, but instead of thinking about calming the mind and all that crap, she would be actively listening for outdoor nighttime sounds.
Anti-meditating.
Yes.
Okay.
See, I'm glad I did that. I rolled a 3 and a 19.
All right.
I rolled a 15.
15. You were specifically listening towards town?
Yes.
So that's actually an 18. My perception is -1.
I rolled a 16 and I got a -1.
Wow. Well, at least you guys are making sure to do your watches together.
And that's why I made a point to try to anti-meditate.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. So from the direction of town, you hear, with a 15, you hear not abnormal nighttime. You hear a trash can lid get fall down. Metal trash can just ding. You kind of look in and you see some raccoons digging through the trash. You see the occasional passerby, but nothing crazy. From the direction of, you're listening for Wolfland.
Yeah.
You hear a wolf braying. It sounds kind of far, but not crazy far. Like it's not 30 yards away, but it's not 10 miles.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's about
It's
a mile
far
or
enough
so,
that
probably.
you can hear echo.
Mhm.
And kind of at the same time you hear it kind of swelling through the valley of Rifle.
Are there any answering calls?
No. You hear the lone for a cliche that I did not intend at the start.
Well, I'm just thinking coyotes,
Solo.
they'll howl, but then, or they'll yip, and then they'll answer each other.
Yeah, you're not hearing any of that. This
Okay.
wolf is alone. Okay. And that's it. That's what you guys get for your 15/16s.
Okay. I still can't see shit in the dark, so I'm just gonna kind of listen still. I'm just hanging out, hoping nothing's coming in hot. You know what I mean? So,
aside from that, the rest of your watches pass relatively uneventfully.
We'll do our 20 minutes of we'll prod Jacob out of bed.
gotta wake the boy.
I think Emery wakes from her nightmare around that point, so she's up a little bit early too.
You want to come join us?
Jump on in there.
Yeah, may as well.
I mean,
I'm up.
it can't hurt. I mean, I like to pretend like it helps, but it sure as hell can't hurt.
You know what? The horse riding still isn't quite comfortable yet.
Yeah,
so-
no, I mean, it definitely helps in terms of stretching your muscles and all of that, but as far as brain mental space, it probably doesn't help, but
Yeah.
sure as
Yeah.
hell can't hurt.
Jacob does a terrible job today.
I'm sure he
He's
does.
stiff and sore,
But
and he's not your biggest friend right now. He's not your biggest fan right now. Ah, Miss Mel.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I really am.
The karate was way more fun. I don't understand.
Okay, next time we'll do karate. We'll give it a couple days, and we'll do karate.
PE used to be my favorite class.
It gets easier the more you do it, buddy. I know you
It
don't
does.
believe that, but it
It
does.
absolutely does.
Thought I was gonna pass out the other day. I couldn't breathe.
Well, but remember, it's really important to take really deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth, even when you're running.
Doing good breathing through my mouth without dying. My
And
nose isn't
don't
big
forget
enough.
to exhale all the way. That's super important. You'll get it. You'll get it, and we'll refrain from intervals for a while. We'll go back to karate because you're right. Karate is way more fun.
But with that, you guys yoga,
Yoga fire.
and the rest of the party starts to awaken.
James is gonna get up and he's gonna make his way to, start the coffee, and he's gonna notice that Emery has joined in the yoga, and I'm like, oh God, I got another one.
You're next, buddy.
But yeah, the rest of you wake up. Eat some
Elliot
breakfast.
has another good morning this morning. Hot diggity dog.
Hey, 2 days in a row.
morning.
In a row.
It's all that fresh elk.
Yeah.
It's doing
Come
you
on,
good.
Charlie. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Yeah, Charlie goes with you.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
We're
Roll
rolling
for
for
Charlie.
Charlie?
Oh, I told you if you kept eating all that, you get stopped up, you damn dog. Good luck today.
Poor Charlie.
I told him not to eat all of it.
Oh, God.
So how was everyone's watches?
Noisy.
All right. I want to talk to y'all about some stuff that I don't know how to deal with. So I had a kind of an experience last night during my watch. Didn't see anything. Heard something howling to the north. I still think it's Griff, but I can't prove it. But I don't know, I went under some kind of a trance or something. I don't know. I've never had anything like that happen.
Did you talk to birds?
No, but I got some really weird feelings. It felt to me like there's some kind of zombie or undead thing in town. It just made me feel the same way as the ranch when they attacked us. So I don't know what it is. I have no idea if it's even real. And then I also felt to the east of here that there's some weird, I can't describe them. One of them was kind of I don't know, it felt like an Irish Spring soap bar, the way it smells. But it was a feeling. It's weird. I can't describe it. This makes sense. Don't tell me. I know. And then another one, it felt like dirt. It felt like if you get bucked off a horse and you face plant and you get up and your mouth is full, it just kind of was that earthy flavor.
Well, none of us have experienced that yet, except for you.
How much whiskey did you drink last
I only had 2. That's why I thought about that, but it was only 2. But they weren't that big. So, I'd
Bottles?
like to go see, not necessarily today, but when we're in town, I want to go try to see if I can figure out what made that feeling.
Which feeling? The
Yeah.
more pressing zombie feeling you felt
The
in
zombie
town?
feeling, that's what, I hate them things. They give me the damn heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, you didn't feel like any of the spooky spooks that gave Emery the fun hairstyle.
I don't know. It could have been. They all felt the same to me. So I don't know exactly. And I would like to go see if there's any reason to feel that way. There can't be. I'm sure it's a dumb thing. It probably was that nasty ass Jim Beam we drank. But I want
It
to go
was
check.
Johnny Walker.
Yeah,
Big.
was
it tastes
worse.
bad differently. But anyway, and then I just want to tell you all that I had that. The east thing. It was. I can't even describe that. But it feels to me like there's something in town.
Well, we wanted to go barter for a couple things anyway. The metal
Yeah, we are going to town. Anyway.
and
We should see if we can get some more silver. I feel like that's going to be a pressing
Yeah.
concern.
yeah. I think I would be more comfortable if we had at least one more weapon that had silver on it.
I agree.
So if we can get anything, then I can maybe make it stretch enough to do something with.
What are we thinking about silvering next? Like a bunch of arrows or an axe?
Depends on how much silver we can get our hands on.
Fair.
I would think
Yeah, if-
Olnok's axe would.
Yeah,
be
if we
good,
could
too.
had to do anything, I'd say do Olnok's axe. And it'd be great to have an arrow, but you can only shoot it once, and then there's no after that
Yeah.
doesn't help. So I think
We talked about doing his spare axe, the fireman's axe, because there's like a limited number of uses. It'll wear off.
you know what might be neat. I wonder if you could inlay silver into his axe head, so it was silver, but it stayed in place. You're the artist. I don't know
Yeah.
if something
We
Oh,
can
like you'd be
experiment
like,
with that.
instead of on the blade itself, like right behind the blade, so
like
the blade
etched
stays.
along it,
Yeah.
and it then was inside the etching, so maybe it would be
So potentially get the silver effect.
like
hopefully.
it might stay. I don't know how this works, but
You
it
know,
was a thought I had
hey,
last
it's worth
night.
experimenting with.
We can do a bunch of like silver shavings and pocket silver.
It depends. Again,
Pocket silver.
I'd prefer not to experiment until we have a decent amount.
Sure, I agree.
So it depends on how
Well,
much
so-
we get.
Oh,
Does anybody know?
takes 1d for internal bleeding damage.
Where's the rifle cemetery?
I don't know.
Is that the?
Never
Yeah,
been
we
there.
should ask him.
Well, I was just thinking maybe if that was for some weird sick reason in the middle of town, maybe it's kind of like somebody recently died, but they weren't dead yet.
Go all the way dead.
Yeah.
I think it's worth asking around too. The howling was pretty close to town.
I almost think we shouldn't ask Pete because
I don't
keep
think
asking
Pete's
him
not
weird
gonna know yet
questions,
because he's been
not-
here the same amount of time we have. We're going into town. So I mean, I think maybe not asking. We don't want to look suspicious. But like
Don't ask him
keep
about
ears
the
open about
Rosars brothers or whatever.
The who?
The Richards.
Yeah,
sons,
them.
brothers. 3 for 3.
That's true.
They fucked around and found out. It's not my fault, right? Fuck about, find out. That's Canadian
yes,
version.
but also
Fuck
we
a
are
boot finder.
in town where they have friends and family. Like we gotta be careful about what we say.
Yeah, that was
And
pretty
do.
close last night, Olnak. I know you were imbibing, but in the future we should probably keep our kill count on a down low.
I
yeah?
would like to never have to do that again. That would be great.
What, talk about your kill count or?
Have one,
Oh,
maybe?
well, it's once it starts, it kind of is a
Yeah,
permanent
just
thing.
it keeps stacking up.
Hey guys, we're in the yard of a guy's
Yeah.
house. We should probably talk about this somewhere
I'm gonna
else.
say
Fair.
that's the point. We need to be less suspicious.
Don't be British.
No, it's suspicious.
All right. All right.
So about that time, Pete comes out the house, cup of Joe in hand.
Morning.
Comes up and howdy there. Gotta say, I tried that salt trick in the Folgers this morning. It's almost palatable. I thank you for that. Nice to have a cup of coffee before I go get my good coffee. So
You're welcome.
uh,
I'm going to keep that favor in my pocket, though. I might need to call on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. But your bows are doing the thing. So I'm ready to start fletching some arrows if anybody's interested in joining me. Otherwise, I'll probably be ready for the arrowheads by this evening.
Yep. We're planning on heading into town today to grab
Hey,
some metal.
you know what? I bet Jacob would be really good
I
at
was
this.
just thinking
I-
that.
Jacob,
Yeah.
you don't got to run around or nothing.
You don't have to ride a horse. Fletching is something that involves sitting still, right? Somebody
You know,
help
it's-
me out with that?
Sure. It's
Yeah.
been a minute since I've had a youngin' in the shop.
Perfect.
I ain't done that since my daughters were helping out in the shop. That could be kind of enjoyable, Jacob. Come on back. We will
Flipping
have
heck.
you
Sorry.
a flitcher in your party by the end of the day.
Thank you. Now, Jacob, you listen to what he says. He's got a lot to teach you, and he's very good at his job. So you mind him.
Yes, sir, Mr. Elliott.
And if you don't mind him, we'll do more intervals.
I already said yes, sir.
We'll see if you can find you some kind of comic book or something while we're out.
Do you
I'll
like
keep an
comic
eye
books, or do you like reading?
Yeah.
What's your favorite superhero?
Oh, gosh. I like Batman. Like Spider-Man.
All right, I'll buy you
Like-
something.
I like all of them, really. The Avengers are pretty cool.
Cool. Well, look.
Well, thank you. All right, Mr. Pete. I'm ready to learn how to Fletcher.
Oh boy.
Fletcher.
With that, he leads the boy back towards the garage. They close the door.
Shall we go to town?
Yeah, go to town.
Yep.
All right, you guys. I'm assuming you walk, you ride.
I don't know. I'm taking the horse.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Ellie's
guys
too
ride
damn
into
old to be
town.
walking places.
So you
Alright,
ride
we're
down the
taking
hill.
horses.
Most of the housing and rifles uphill. Most of the shopping's downhill. So you drop down the hill. Spits you out not too far from the coffee shop. You see, again, a fair amount of folks milling about. Pretty much town as usual. You know, when you had spoke with Pete a couple days back, that I think it was Frank's or Fred's Hardware is central north side of town. So you'd have to go north a fair clip to get there. It's past the city market and Rifle if you know the town at all. So you guys head up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You know, I bet the coffee shop would take some of that smoked turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on our way out of town,
Yeah.
since
Make
we
good
already
turkey
fixed the
sandwiches.
machine, stock up on coffee that way.
just for the sake of why not? How much turkey did you bring?
Yeah. What did we bring down to barter with?
I assume we brought quite a bit.
I think we should have all our turkeys because it's even smoked. It's not going to last a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that should be our main barter.
Okay.
Is the turkey.
I mean, we've probably already eaten like the equivalent of one between the 6 of us.
Yeah, for
Probably
2-3 meals.
Yeah. So
2
we
days,
probably have
actually.
4 at this point.
Yeah. Cool.
Perfect. So you got 8 turkey halves split between the amongst of you. That's a phrasing anybody's ever used before. And you guys make it up to the hardware store. Same thing here. You're seeing folks coming and going. You see a couple horse-drawn trailers out front. A couple other just saddled horses. And you see that they've kind of turned their cart corrals into makeshift horse ties.
That's awesome.
You know what? We didn't think about how big a sheet of metal are we looking for? We didn't think about transporting this thing back up.
Hey, you're looking for this many feet by that many.
Yeah.
We can just cut it up. We can cut it
Awkwardly
up in
large.
chunks.
Guys go inside, and over the door is a ding-ding-ding bell thing.
Oh no, not a bell.
One of the ones on the spring, so it's just a bell. Those are fun. And behind the counter, you see older feller with kind of a gruff beard. You know, it's not this guy strikes you as somebody who used to be clean shaved, and is about 3 weeks ago stopped caring. He kind of looks at you guys pretty close. He looks pretty hard at you. Says, "Morning. Brings strangers to my shop today.
I'm looking for some sheet metal, actually.
Sheet metal.
Yeah, we've been hunting, so we're trying to make some arrowheads. But
Arrowheads. Okay. Well, we got down aisle 12 there. That's where we got most our metal. I think we got. For you guys, you're not going to want the gridiron. That'd be kind of a weird arrowhead.
yeah, honestly, the flat would probably do us just fine.
Just a flat. We got sheet aluminum back there. I got some sheet steel.
Steel's closer to what we need. Aluminum, I think, might not. I don't think that'd make a good arrowhead.
Well, can't say I've made an arrowhead. I've definitely bought them. Honestly, I usually let Pete Rodriguez take care of it for me.
Well, that's who we're working with.
Pete's working with strangers from out of town.
He knows Elliot over here. Elliot's bought
No,
those
they'll
from him
wave.
before.
He says, I bought stuff from him before.
You look more like his crowd there than these kids do. That all right. Yeah, I would say you're gonna find what you want. Well, the best we got's on aisle whatever I just said, 12, I think.
It was 12, yes.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look there.
Sure.
There's Jake's wandering around. He might stop by and maybe be able to be some help to you.
Cool.
You
I'll go
guys
take a look.
head down
Thank
aisle
you much.
12, and sure enough, there's all sorts of sheet metal.
We pick out what we need.
Yep.
The size that's by the correct size of the
Yeah.
correct make.
We'll say that what he did need was a full sheet, but you find smaller sheets that could add up to it.
Yeah.
We don't need to make getting sheet metal across town a puzzle.
Thank you.
You guys find it in a perfectly portable sizing that you know will stamp enough arrowheads out of.
Cool. Pick out a couple sheets, bring them back up to the front, and say,
We have turkey.
yes. Like I said, we've been out hunting. We've got a couple of smoked turkeys that we can trade for something like this.
Well, now, that's some mighty fine steel that you picked out.
And they're mighty fine turkeys.
We ain't going to be getting any more trucks coming through,
Yeah.
ever. Well, I can gather.
That's a safe assumption.
I'm going to say for the 4 sheets of steel there. Oh, you went for steel and not even aluminum. Oof. That's going to run you. How much turkey you got?
We got,
A lot.
I've forgotten the number. We've got 2.
We tell them we have 2 whole turkeys.
2 whole turkeys. Yeah, there's 2 mouths to feed in this shop here. I'd say it's probably going to take a turkey and a half to make sense with this, don't you?
I think that's fair.
I agree.
We're amenable to that.
Fantastic. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
Y'all are awesome barterers, you guys. Great job.
You know what? We got
More turkey than we need, and it was less than I thought he'd ask. And I totally lied to him about how many turkey halves we had. So
Oh, so we're doing this transaction dishonest-like. Now, see, here I was trying to be agreeable
I
to
was
the out-of-town
being honest.
folks and cutting you the Pete Rodriguez friends and family deal.
We have other people we need
It's
to barter
definitely
with.
going to take at least 2 full turkeys now.
I mean, we're
no,
talking
we
about
already
whole
agreed
turkeys.
on the
That
one
was
and a
back
half.
when I was giving you guys the Pete
Oh,
Rodriguez
just
friends
give
and
them 2
family.
turkeys.
I think
We
we're
have
fine with
enough.
giving them 2
We'll-
turkeys.
We're fine with 2 turkeys.
They're gonna go bad
I
eventually.
can
anyway.
roll a charisma persuasion.
I can roll a charisma persuasion too, but since I'm the one who put my foot in it,
two
Two is
turkeys.
fine.
Is
We're
2
gonna give the
turkeys
turkeys
is
away.
fine.
We're the
Alright.
best barters in the history of barterdom.
I agree. You guys should come by the shop
We
more
should.
often.
Yeah.
We'll do some great business with you. Because
Yeah.
you're going to make out like a bandit and all this, I think.
All right. Could we just pay the man and go?
Yeah, we hand him 2 turkeys and grab.
He happily takes them. Hey, Drake! Got something for you and the kids. And he's, y'all have a good day.
Yeah, give him a wave and
Right about the time you guys dingling your way out the door, you see a younger man come up to the counter like, holy shit, they bought that for 2 turkeys.
Sorry.
Don't
I'm
worry, we can
sorry.
always go get more turkeys, but
Yeah.
they're gonna run out of steel.
That was
That's why-
totally my fault. I am so
Yeah.
sorry.
we don't say that we've been lying to people.
I know.
Directly
I
in
know.
front of
It
them.
That's
was a
almost as
rookie
bad as what I
mistake.
was doing at the other place.
Ixnay on the.
I said at the other places.
Ixnay
I didn't
Those-
say all
Alright.
the things in that sequence in which you don't want me to say the things.
on the application. day.
Okay, we gotta. What do we need?
All right, we gotta get
Oh, we
I
gotta
want to
go
look
get some comic
somewhere
books.
for a comic book for Jacob. He needs something to.
How are we
He
going to pay
does.
for that comic book?
And
We
I
still
got
got 2 more turkeys.
in a
We had 4
quarter.
turkeys.
Well, no, I wrote down that we had.
I thought
Oh
we had-
yeah,
we
you're
had
right.
Yeah,
four
8
turkeys.
halves.
And we
Yeah.
didn't
4
lie to
turkeys.
him. We said we had 2 turkeys, so we did have 2. We just
Yeah.
had 2 more.
Yeah, and that's what I was
I
trying
thought we were
to
giving
do,
homie
and then I
all
got
of our
excited
turkeys.
Oh God,
because I was
no! Hell no!
Yeah.
No,
After
and
that.
then I got
I was
excited
like,
because I was
"Bro."
clever enough not to tell him that we had 4 turkeys, and I ruined the whole deal. So
Yeah, you let the intrusive thoughts win.
I'm thinking some comic books, like a whole pack of comic books, should be like a
Yep.
half a turkey.
I agree.
I was gonna say, yeah, at least
That does sound fair.
like a whole bunch of them.
Did we want to investigate your undead feelings there?
When
No.
we get close to wherever that might be, I would like to go
Um,
check that out.
I'm thinking, is there like an antique store in Rifle?
Yeah, absolutely there is.
We might be able to.
It's called the
absolutely there is.
store.
That might be a decent place to look for some silver jewelry.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
there
a
you
good
go.
idea.
Because that was the other thing. I would love to look around and see what we can find. Like a jeweler, someone who's actually crafting this stuff is gonna care a lot more, and is gonna try to scalp us on it.
Yeah.
So
but
what
an
we
antique
But I
need is a
guarantee they're
pawn
not where the
shop.
shit is a hunter, so
Yeah.
they might want some fresh meat.
But the antique store, they aren't gonna bat an eye if somebody just buys a silver pocket watch.
Did we bring any elk down with us too? Because I feel like we could barter with some of that.
We
If
could.
you wanted to
probably got
carry
some
it,
more.
you could have.
You guys did, but I asked to say you brought all the turkey.
Yeah.
Okay,
We can also, if someone's not interested in turkey, we can say that we have elk too. We can always go back and get it.
that's true.
Right, yeah.
Like, they might have comic books at the antique store too.
It's possible.
On your guys' way up to where the hardware store is, you passed the thrift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And there was a bunch of kitschy, cool shops kind of near the coffee shop as
Yep.
well. And there was absolutely a bookstore near the coffee shop.
Cool. All right, let's just make a couple stops. Do we want to split up and tackle this, or
Yeah, since Mel is not one to investigate undead, we can always split that.
we can send Mel with a half a turkey so she doesn't have to lie about how she has
There
this
you
time.
go.
Yes, that's perfect. I feel okay. Mel wouldn't really realize this, but I feel like I'm that kid with the magic beans. Yeah, go here, get food, and then I'll come back with magic beans or something. I sent you for silver. Yeah, but look at these magic beans.
I was thinking you send you to the bookstore to get stuff for
Jacob,
yeah. You think
Okay.
you can find comic books?
I think I can find comic books. I can read comic books. I mean, I can read real books too.
Well,
but
I just wasn't sure how in tune you were with superhero shit. That's all.
I'm not. I feel like when Mel goes to the bookstore, she gets like some superhero, and then she ends up with some weird random anime.
Look for Spider-Man over Batman. It's less dark.
Okay. What about the Avengers? That sounds like
Yeah, that's good too.
Avengers are fine.
You know,
Yeah.
Avengers. And then I'm gonna probably go to the antique store. and
Yeah, look
see
for the
what
metal
silver
if
I
you're
can find.
You're the metal person.
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'll take half a turkey and go to the bookstore.
I mean, we could just tag team these errands too while they go investigate. But
I said to buy a book. Yeah, I bought a bookstore.
All of it.
We're only half a turkey.
God damn the bartering skills.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do.
Yeah,
Emery
we'll
and I
just-
can
we'll just
split
tag
up
team it
and
and
we'll
you
tag
guys
team
will-
the errands, and you guys can go poke around where no one wants you.
is there any other? Is there anything else we need to pick up?
Not that I can think of.
I don't think so.
Either.
All right,
I
cool.
was looking for silver for weapons. So
Yeah, we want to meet back at the coffee shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
All right.
What do you say? An hour?
All right.
Cool.
Meet back at the coffee shop.
All right. So
Right.
let's go with the shoppers first.
Okay.
Um,
We'll hit the bookstore first because we know what we're looking for and we know what we want to spend on it.
Perfect. All right, so you guys make it back down near the coffee shop. Say this is across the street. It's not the busiest store by any means along this stretch. But you see that most folks is just kind of, there's no hitching posts left rifle. It's outdated, but it ain't that bad. So
Do they
folks are
have,
just kind of
traffic
tying them off to
meters?
like, sure. Yeah, they're
Like
tying them off to the
parking
parking
meters?
meters.
Tie the horse to a
Bike
parking
racks.
meter. I like it.
Yeah. There's a lot of bike racks. There's a fair bit of street lights they're getting tied off to. So you guys find a good makeshift hitching post for your horses. Used a nice knot Elliott taught y'all.
Yeah.
And you head on inside, and inside you see, we'll say like mid-40s lady behind the counter. You hear some shuffling in the back. There's a younger gentleman in the back. Looks like he's just stocking the shelves. You can see a couple fresh baked pastries that you're pretty confident came from across the street. You come on in, and there's no ding-a-ling on this store. They like their quiet ambiance. A lot of very pleasant candlelight throughout the building, setting a nice, calm atmosphere. It's fresh scent of lavender and all that good stuff.
Swanky.
Oh, welcome in.
Thanks. We're looking for comic books for a kid that's been traveling with us.
Comic books.
Got a comic section.
Yeah.
I'll settle for kid literature too.
Yeah, off in the back, we got all the kids' stuff.
All right.
He's approximately, what, somewhere between 6 and 12?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
8-ish?
So I
Yeah,
think
8-ish.
he's 8.
Okay.
I think I've
Maybe
said
we
every-
should ask him that.
Probably.
Well, I'm not with you. Never mind.
Nope.
Whatever kids that age read. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's
I
go take
think-
a look.
I think we got a fresh shipment of the Captain Underpants books in the back.
Oh, he would probably fucking love those. Honestly.
Diary of a
That
Wimpy
sounds
Kid's back
awful.
there, I'm
They're
pretty
terrible, but
What about-
kids love
What
them.
about good old Ramona Quimby?
sure. Oh, man, kids haven't read that in a minute.
Oh. Thanks. That makes me feel old.
To be honest with you, I don't even know what that is. I have no idea if that's recent or not, but I have
Thanks.
no idea
That
what
makes
that
me
is.
feel old.
Maybe find him a Hardy Boys too.
Now
I know that
that
one.
is old.
I-
That'd be at the antique
I
store.
read those when I was a kid.
I know.
too,
I read
so
Nancy Drew
they've still
too.
got
It's
them.
fine.
I don't think I've had a kid request one of those since I was a kid.
Wow. Well, we'll check the antique store.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a mixed mash back there.
Cool.
You walk past a couple of crystal displays. They got a bunch of self-help, self-healing, mystical,
Oh, it's that kind of
wooby
bookstore.
woo books. But as you get back, you pass through the cookbook section, and along the back wall there, you find a fair amount of young adult youth literature. And yeah, you see they've got a couple of comics. This is not a comic shop by any
Yeah.
stretch, but they are one of the only bookstores in town, so they have some. Definitely some of the more mainstream, normal,
Yeah.
what's cool right now. So there's a fair bit of Spider-Man. There's a fair bit of Batman.
Cool. Well, we can take a selection of what they've got and then maybe like one actual book. And then head back to the counter.
What about the Magic Tree House? Are those still a thing?
They have those. Yeah,
Yes.
they have those
We
back
should
there.
give them some.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get him a couple.
Animorphs. They got some of those on the shelf.
Oh.
No.
He's gone through enough.
Yeah, let's not take him down that road.
You definitely see the R.L. Stein Goosebumps. Books.
Absolutely not.
Again, he's gone through enough.
Yeah. No R.L. Stein. We're not doing Animorphs. I'm kind of hesitant to do any kind of mystery. Like, let's keep this light.
Yep. Yep. Just fun stuff.
And you so you take that back up to the counter. You got a fair amount.
Yeah. Small stack.
Well, I don't recognize you folks, so guessing you're not from around these parts.
Yeah,
We've
we're
been-
passing through town.
We've
Trying
been
to keep kid entertained on the road.
well,
Not easy.
Roundabouts. Where are you from?
We came from out by Junction, but we're heading east.
Oh, I bet Junction took it hard when all that happened.
It did. We got out fast.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah, things ain't been too hot out here either. Just had the sheriff through asking about the poor Richardson boys.
Yeah, we heard people talking about that. Real shame.
They were troubled kids. Didn't have a whole lot going for them, but I think they could have been helped out if they'd had a strong hand. But it's too bad they got massacred there by some. Well, we don't know
That's
who did that.
Well, that's really too bad. We've been up north of town hunting.
Oh yeah, up that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, in payment for these books, we've got some smoked turkey.
Smoked
I would
turkey.
be willing to trade.
I think that could make pretty good up here. And could use some of that on the fresh bread. Make some makeshift turkey sandwiches to smell.
There you go.
Not smell, sell.
That'd be.
That smell. I'm sure they're fragrant.
And we probably smell like smoked turkey also
Yeah, you
walking
got
around
it.
with these on us.
I was wondering why my stomach started gurgling when you came in.
Yep, that's us.
It's not often I get hungry when folks walk through the door.
I would hope not. But yeah, we got about a half turkey here for
Half turkey?
this fine stack of books.
You know, we don't move the comics much. You're helping a kid get into reading. I'll take a good chunk of the breast, and we'll call that square. Just want to
Sounds
make sandwiches.
okay.
We got food at home.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a
And,
good chunk of breast.
Awesome. And having watched some of the butchering the last couple of days, carve that up and
Perfect.
make the trade. And do you happen to have a tote bag for these books?
Sure.
Or even a paper bag? I just didn't.
Ow, the paper bag won't survive you on your horses
Yeah.
out there. 2-3 steps and it'll shake apart. Yeah, I think I've got one of them. She pulls out
Yeah.
totally
It's got some quippy
hardcore,
thing about
yeah.
books on it. And yeah.
It's an actual canvas bag. It's not that plastic crap that's in all the stores now.
Nice.
Well, I really appreciate this. It was a great doing business with you.
Yeah, if you guys are in town for a while, stop on back by and we don't really get shipments in anymore, but we've been mostly operating more as a library lately. Folks bring
Yeah.
in books in exchange for books.
Makes
Seems how
sense.
money doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
That makes it easier.
You said you folks was from Junction coming up this way.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you any other towns you stop in on the way? How are things in Quebec?
Debec. We kind of circumvented. We weren't sure what towns were. We came through pretty quick after everything went down, so we try not to be around people too much. You know.
Fair. Circumvented Quebec. That take you up near Colburn then? You come up that way?
No, like I said, we pretty much dodged the roads. So
You went full backcountry through
Yeah.
here. Man,
Yeah,
the Quebec
yeah.
Canyon's a hard one to backcountry through.
we had a couple run-ins with people right after, and we really weren't sure about going through towns. So we really tried to dodge it and stay safe.
And then they let me navigate one night, and
That was a mistake.
I
have you
got us
guys,
like super lost.
Roll deceptions.
Absolutely.
Do we both need to roll separately, or can one of us roll with advantage?
One y'all can roll with advantage. I don't care who.
I got a +5.
I have a +6.
Okay,
And that's why
you
the
roll.
two of you was the barter.
That's a nat 20. So that's going to be a 26.
Y'all,
I 100% believe what I just told her, even though it hasn't actually happened yet.
forgive me for being nosy. The sheriff was asking us to see if there was anything
No,
that made
absolutely. I
sense.
totally understand. Like I said, we've been dodging towns and out hunting. We really only came in because we needed to stock up on bows and arrows. What
Fair.
we had wasn't working quite for us.
That's
So.
understandable. Well, like I said, we appreciate you folk. Guessing from out of town, you're probably not staying in town long, but if
Yeah,
you do sneak on back by, we might have something else for the boy.
appreciate
Alright.
it. Yeah.
Thank you. Mel
you very much.
leaves really fast.
Everyone gives a very cheerful wave and then deep exhale outside the door.
Once we leave, And this is more of a, like, what would you roll for guilt?
I don't think you have to roll for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of a
yeah,
permanent
it's just
thing.
a thing.
Yeah, well, Mel feels super guilty about the whole Richardson voice thing.
Listen, we just gotta another day or two. That's it. All right,
Can we
antiquing.
leave yet?
Yeah, so there's a couple high-end Robin's Nest-esque
Yeah.
antique stores.
Mm-hmm.
I think we
in
want
the
the
area.
hole-in-the-wall one. The one that's almost more of a junk shop.
The one that you had passed is about halfway back towards the hardware store.
We'll probably start with the ones that are closer in that case, even if they are a little more high end. I mean, and there's higher likelihood that they'll have actual silver too,
No, that's true.
instead of just fake shit. So
Okay.
we'll go through and peruse.
So yeah, we'll say it's all of 3 doors down. It's not even something you need to
Yeah.
unhitch the horses for. You just walk towards it.
Yeah.
And you come on inside, and it's trying real hard to look nice. They got a section of dresses that you're pretty confident you've never actually seen anybody wear.
Mm-hmm.
The price tags on them are for well over $100, but they're all odd. Maybe Emery, having been in the art scene, has seen these get worn by some people, but definitely not something that Mel would have ever seen any of her friends or acquaintances wear. But you do see they've got a jewelry counter.
Cool.
Glass case, all closed up, of course. And there is we'll say somebody in the ballpark, 26, blonde lady behind the counter.
Cool. I think we'll poke around, mostly for show, poke around some of the other stuff in the shop, and then circle back to the jewelry counter.
Welcome in. If there's anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask.
Sure. I was actually interested in some of these jewelry pieces. I've got, my mom's a collector. They make me think of her. So, things are hard. I want something that reminds me of home. So talk me through what you got in here.
Well, we've got rings. Yeah, we've got necklaces, and we've got earrings, and
Sure.
most of the jewelry that you would wear.
All right. Well, I'll look through and see what catches my eye then.
It's right here. You can
Cool.
take a gander.
What,
Let me know if you see anything, and I'll pull it out for you.
Cool. What Emery is looking for is things like bulky.
Okay, the gaudy, awful.
Yeah, stuff that looks absolutely fucking hideous, but also probably has the highest quantity of metal on them. And she's also looking for that like telltale like black
Patina?
silver tarnish.
Okay.
Like things that are clearly actual silver.
Let's go ahead and roll a investigation.
Yeah, I figured it would be that. It's unfortunately
You
not.
can't
my
really
good one.
roll for metallurgy, so.
Yeah.
Would she get advantage? 'cause
With
she knows
you
what she's looking
being,
for?
Because I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm looking
yeah,
for.
you're a metal person. We'll give you advantage. I'll be nice.
13.
Okay. 13. You definitely, finding big, gaudy jewelry is not difficult. It stands
Yep.
out by design. They've definitely got a couple just awful necklaces, just huge. They look like they weigh 5 pounds a piece. Just
Mhm.
gaudy, awful, clunky,
Cool.
almost Egyptian freaking
Yeah.
necklaces.
Yep.
They're all silver colored, but you can't quite tell with a 13.
Yeah.
Maybe they polish them consistently. You're not seeing what you would hope for an obvious this is silver.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Well, I think I'll have her pull those ones out of the case anyway and just kind of look at them a little closer and ask about them,
Okay.
Do you know if these are actual silver or they just look like that?
They certainly look silver.
You guys don't keep tags on anything like this?
Got a price tag. Looks like this one cost the most, so I guess it's probably the most silver.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Emery is just scouring things, trying to determine if they're silver.
Mm-hmm.
Mel might have a tiny bit of knowledge on this from the jewelry perspective. Just, if, I don't know, maybe if she ever got suckered into going jewelry shopping with her dad's girlfriends or something.
Okay.
And she's over here and she's like, there's going to be a mark. I mean, it's jewelry.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it should at least have 925 mark somewhere on it, even if it was like,
That's a good point.
you know, like Southwest design, locally made or something.
Cool. So we'll look closer for some kind of mark.
Yeah. Okay. You can absolutely look over the necklaces, and I didn't know there was that easy of an out. So we'll see.
The vast majority of the time, I would say anything made within probably the last 70, 80 years is going to have a mark on it to prove that
Okay.
it's actually silver.
Then we'll say for sure one of them has that mark.
Cool.
There's one where it looks like there might have been a mark of some flavor, but it's worn away. Silver's not a particularly hard metal.
Yeah.
You could tell the piece in particular was well loved. It was polished a lot. You could tell because a lot of the engravings have definitely been doled out. They're not as
Cool.
crisp. But there's one that's got a 925 mark on it. Sure.
Cool. So I'll say, okay, cool. Well, will you hold these at the counter for us while we look around at a couple of other things?
I mean, with all the customers we've been getting, I don't know if they'll still be here when you
Yeah.
get back. But
I guess it's pretty desolate. Not a lot of people doing the old Main Street stroll
no,
anymore, huh?
no, you're the first people I've seen since whatever reason I came in today.
Yeah.
It's my aunt's shop. I don't even know why I'm here.
I feel like while Emery's looking for other things like silverware, which Mel would know nothing about, but she tries to be sort of friendly with the gal behind the counter, is like establish a
Get her talking,
rapport,
entertain
and get her
her a little
talker,
bit.
like try to get her to be in a slightly better mood for when we do start bartering. As
Alright.
someone who's, since we're kind of about her age, like try to, I don't know, social butterfly crap.
What does that sound like?
I don't know. I don't know how to
It's-
do that.
It starts with small talk and then goes to chit chat.
chit-chatting. Yeah, like, I don't know. Ask her about something that people who
What
have
would you
similar
be doing
interests-
if you weren't at the store
Yeah,
today?
like that.
Like,
See,
what are your
she's good at
hobbies? What are
this.
you up to?
If I wasn't here, I'd probably be trying to figure out what happened with my boyfriend. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
Yeah,
When's the last you heard from him? As I'm poking through forks and spoons looking for marks.
probably been about 4 days, 5 days.
Who is your boyfriend?
Jeb?
That
Jeb
doesn't sound
Richardson.
familiar.
Yeah, no. I've
We're
never
not from
met him.
town.
Yeah.
We came from out by Junction.
I'm
on our
sure
way.
he'll
from
show
Junction.
back up
So
again.
you're some big city girls. I gotcha.
Big city.
Something
I don't know
like
if I'd
that,
call it
yeah.
big city.
Yeah, live here for a while, and then you tell me how you feel.
You know, that's a fair point.
You
That's
know,
a fair
this is a better place
You
to
guys
be
have-
right now than that big city.
More than a bowling alley.
fair.
And I don't even work anymore. You throw the ball, and that's it.
Isn't that what little brothers are for? Go stand those back up again.
And they gotta get a couple kids to roll the balls back, but
Yeah, you only bought into that for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. They do figure that sort of thing out, I guess.
Started stacking the pins backwards and all over it. It just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the effort. Jeb was able to get his cousins to help us out, and it made it for a pretty good time. But
yeah.
went bowling, and I ain't heard from him since. Bet she's with that trollop, Cindy.
You know, I bet you're right. Because, you know, men are men.
Worst.
They are the worst.
But while Mel makes a charisma check. Can I make another investigation on forks
Absolutely.
and silverware? Can I still have advantage?
Sure, you know metal.
And I have shit investigation.
So
I got a
would this
nat
be
20.
persuasion or performance? Please say persuasion.
Persuasion's fine. You're trying to persuade her to like you.
Oh, that's going to be a 23.
All right, the boyfriend card or the men suck card got it for you.
Nice.
That's a winner every time.
Yep, every time.
It's a trump card. And you got a nat 20, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you find real silver cutlery.
Cool.
A
I
full
picked through.
set, if you want.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. So I'll bring those up with me.
So you're trying to buy like all our silver.
The necklaces make me think of my mom, and I'm hoping I'll see her soon. She lives east of here, and we're heading that way. So maybe
so you're
I'll get
making sure to
gift it
load up
her.
on all sorts of silver before you hop on your horse and head out of here.
Well, I mean, honestly, the necklace is meant to be a kind thing, but then the cutlery is, we know where barter is the thing now, and so we're hoping that this will be some valuable barter in the future.
Yep.
Probably right. This is probably valuable barter.
Oh, shit.
That's probably accurate.
In
What-
the future, it might be. Now, whatever.
It's the closest thing to money we got anymore is stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we need stuff like this too for eating what we got with us, which is a lot of smoked turkey.
It's
That
true.
is
We
what I
only
hear
have
folks
sporks right
use
now.
cutlery
It
for.
sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
how did you find just a lot of random sporks?
I raided this college cafeteria before we left Junction.
Oh, and you're a college girl, of course you are.
What the hell's that?
You
I can give you one whole turkey for this amount of.
turkey?
The turkey has been really good barter so far. Everyone's interested in that.
And
so
honestly,
you
it's
could get
delicious.
yourself some pretty good stuff with that turkey. In
And if you're
addition to
hungry,
feeding
it's
yourself
delicious.
for a bit.
One turkey for. Shoot, that necklace is running $100.
Well, who else is gonna buy it?
That silverware is a full set, and it says it's.
No, it's missing 2 spoons over here. I went through and counted it all.
Is there really ever a full
deception.
set of cutlery? Literally, I've never seen a set of cutlery that isn't missing spoons.
You don't take it to the antique store if it's a full set, you know? 12?
I'm pretty sure that used to be a full set.
I looked around all the shelves and I couldn't really find anything, but you're welcome to count it again. I might have missed it in there. We were chatting and I wasn't counting with my full attention.
So that's marked at about another $90, I think. Fucking clue. DM does not go antiquing often.
Again,
Uh,
you said we're the first people you've seen coming through in a while. It might be a bit before you can make another trade.
That's fair.
And you said it's your aunt's shop. I'm sure you got people to feed. You've got family in town.
That's fair. Go ahead and make a persuasion.
Can I
Either
aid
group
her?
either group or you can have advantage.
I have a +6.
You should roll it.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Sure. Because she's her new buddy.
Yeah.
Because men suck.
21.
21. Yeah. I was just trying to be a hard ass.
I know. It's the bartering thing's hard. I get it.
As long as if my aunt asks, I put up a good fight.
You did.
You guys offered me
honestly.
a quarter turkey, and I talked you up to a turkey, right?
Yeah,
Deal.
absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I think that'll be square.
Awesome. And I'll hand over the turkey.
And I
Cheap.
will collect the silver.
There you go. Just for the sake of it, we didn't establish. Do you want just the one that's clearly marked, or do you want the one that had a mark and is worn out too?
I'll take both.
Okay, cool. All right, you have an amount of silver that we'll say is enough to You could probably do his axe and like a dagger,
Okay.
or a handful of something.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Michael does not know
Yep.
how far silver goes.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, but a
I'm
whole
not
set
gonna
of
find
silverware
out.
is a couple pounds.
yeah.
And those necklaces pretty heavy. So, we've got a
Got a fair
decent chunk.
bit. There you go.
Could at least do the axe, I
I was
think.
gonna say, and if the silverware is only silver plate, once we melt the silver off, we can still eat off of it.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's take a break from this exciting shopping action.
feel
Yeah,
and-
I think we head down to the street, to the coffee shop. at
When we
that
leave the
point.
shop, I'm like, I cannot talk to another person about the
We
poor
need
Richardson
to-
boys.
we
I'm
need to-
gonna have a thing.
Couple more days.
I
Couple
can't
more days.
keep doing this.
Let's go hang out outside the coffee shop till the guys get back.
I think
and
I'm gonna
not
read,
talk to anyone.
I'm gonna read Captain Underpants.
It's terrible. You'll hate
It's
it.
so fucking
I'm sure I will.
It's so bad. All right. In the meantime, we got the boys, and you guys were off in search for your gut feeling, right?
Yep.
All right. So from, again, this was sonar. You knew roughly where it was from Pete's place.
Okay.
It was about a mile-ish due west of his place, which puts it in the general downtown area.
Okay.
That's what you know from where you were last night.
Okay. So you guys, you're coming with me, right? All right. So I'm going to kind of describe as best as I can the feeling that I had and how it was just weird, and it probably is nothing, but I want to see if it matches with anything. People got magic and crap now, so who knows?
Right.
So I kind of felt like it came from over in this direction, and I'm going to look for anything that indicates that it might be tied to undead type activities. A haunted house, a cemetery, doctor's office, whatever.
You guys parted ways at where specifically? Did you stay up at the hardware store, or did you come downtown with
We
them?
split from the hardware store, and we
Okay.
agreed to meet up at the coffee shop because we all know where the coffee shop
So from the hardware store, you would know that your gut feeling was a bit south.
Okay.
So you had to go a good chunk north into town to get to the hardware store.
Got it.
So your gut feeling was south of here.
Okay.
So where you're at, you can see that there's a city market.
Okay.
There's a river, but you know most of town, most of the active businesses are south of here.
Mhm.
You have not passed a cemetery yet. You haven't seen one. But your best bet is that you should probably head south into town and see if you can maybe ask some questions or
Okay.
do some perusal down in that area.
Okay. So we'll go that direction.
So you get down there, you get back in the general vicinity of every other store.
Mhm.
There's the bank down there. There's all that kind of stuff. What is your approach? Are you wanting to just ride around and look for a particularly haunted-looking place, or are you wanting to ask around? Or...
Well, to start with, I just want to look around. If
Okay.
anything, if I go into town and I see a cemetery, I'm gonna go, oh look, I might be from there. But if I don't see anything that really stands out, then I'll just might ask some passerbyers about, I don't know, the history of the town.
Okay.
Seen any undead lately?
Yeah, I don't think I was going to start with that. Usually, the running and the screaming gives them away.
Generally, yeah.
I don't see any running and screaming, do I?
No, there's
Okay, well,
no
I
right.
feel a little better.
None of that. So riding downtown, you're able to kind of, you do a fair bit of cruising. There's a lot of old houses. Rifle's an old town. It's been around forever. But there's no signs of like, obviously this place is going through some shit.
Okay.
You don't see any creepy children in windows, or you don't see any pantries opening themselves. There's no twins anywhere around at all.
Come play with us, Elliot.
You do see a fair bit of folk lingering around talking to each other, just typical small town talk. But you ride around for 30 so minutes. You do see a sign for the cemetery. but it points back towards Pete's house.
Okay, and that's definitely not what I was feeling.
Yeah, weirdly, it's fairly centralized in town. It's
Okay.
a weird spot, in my opinion. But you feel like your feeling was further away than that is.
Okay.
But yeah, as you keep riding around this area, you don't find it. You feel like you might be a little closer than your gut feeling was, meaning you're closer to his place than the thing you felt was.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it might have still been further west.
So if there's people kind of talking, I'll be saying good morning. If I don't see anything that makes me feel like that was where it came from, I'm going to stop to a likely looking group that looks mildly friendly and kind of say, good morning. How are you this morning?
Yeah, you see a group of, you assume they're probably the local coffee drinkers.
Mhm.
A group of friendly, guffawing older men sitting around a table outside, just ribbing each other. You can tell they're telling the same stories they've told every morning for the last 30, 40 years. Howdy there, stranger.
How's it going? I'm Elliot Brandybane, and these are my compatriots there. That's Olnock and James.
Howdy.
Yeah, that's a big boy with an odd name there. We're Fred, Ansel, and Jose.
Well, nice to meet you. Hey, we're from out of town. We're visiting for a little bit. We came down to get old Pete Rodriguez to do a little work for us.
Pete, yeah.
Hey, he's a good fella.
He is.
We were wondering, you look like you're from around here.
Yeah, what gave us away?
It's the coffee stains on your fingers.
Yep. I think my butt's just about customized this chair for me, actually.
It looks like it. Hey, I'm kind of interested in history. So, is there any old stories about like haunted houses or something here, local?
Haunted houses?
Yeah, or ghost stories or something. It's like somebody sits and pushes cars off the railroad tracks. Ghost story.
That's a hell of a strong ghost you've heard. There's mines around the area, of course, old coal mines. You hear about the mine disasters leaving ghost towns and all that.
Sure.
Loads of them up through the mountains through here. There's the old Quimbley place down on White River Avenue. But I don't think it's haunted. I mean, the Fredericks have been living in there for the last 15 years. All the kids say it's haunted. Gotta ask, feller. That's quite the random question to ask some folks drinking coffee in the middle of the morning.
That's true. We're
So
only
looking
gonna be here
for
for
in
another
particular?
day, and I don't know. It's kind of a fun hobby. When I travel new places, it's kind of an interesting. Which way is that Quimbley place? Is it? And I'm gonna point the direction where I kind of felt like my feeling came from. I'm like, is it kind of over in that way?
Well, there ain't a lot of houses over in that way. The Quimbley place is back behind us there, off down that direction. You ain't gonna find ghosts, but there's the funeral home down that way.
A funeral home?
Yeah, the Rifle Funeral Home. They're down there. You good?
Are you
Sorry.
okay? James, you all right?
Yeah,
He's
I was
making
trying not to.
connections.
Yeah, I was trying not to make a thing of it, but apparently I made a thing of it.
It was a very expressive bit
Sorry.
of silence
It
there.
really was.
Your quiet redheaded friend there he needs to lay off the espresso.
Yeah, he's
ain't
he's
saying
on. I
much,
think he's on
but
his about his
damn.
fourth cup this morning. So
I
yeah,
believe
we'll
it.
keep an eye on him.
Don't mind me. I'm
I
eccentric.
tell him to slow down. Anyway, huh.
They got a new roast master up there at the coffee house. That espresso's been coming out mighty strong.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. We
Looks like he might have dipped into it a little too much.
we helped a little on that, so I'm glad to hear that you like the coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad cuppa. Bad cuppa.
Yeah, we
Good cuppa. Hey, I need to lay off.
whatever. Yeah, that's
Nonsense.
okay. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that you liked the coffee that we roasted. Sounds good. All right. Well, appreciate the information. You gentlemen have a wonderful day and enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, and I guess if you're going to the funeral home, it's just off Highway 6 there.
Okay. I don't know. That's kind of a
way to start
creepy
the day. But
Yeah.
this is a not normal time, so I guess y'all do you. I don't recognize you folks.
Yeah, we're not from we're at I got a ranch up Colburn, and most everybody else is from Junction. We kind of
You're up
met
from
up.
the Colburn area.
Well, that's where I live. It was down in Junction when the I don't know, what are we calling that thing? The event happened.
That's as good a word as any. I'd
So
call it the shitquake. but-
We
do it.
we skedaddled out of Junction quick as we could to get away. It was good. There was trains crashing and airplane. It was pretty bad when we got out of there. So
I don't think I'd be doing my community service here if I didn't tell you that the sheriff's hoping to talk to anybody from out of town. There was an incident back up a ways. And he's wanting to talk to folks from the area, not from the area in particular, to see if maybe they know a thing or two about it. So, I've done my community service. You should stop by and talk to Officer Jordan.
all right.
Sheriff Jordan.
Where is Officer Jordan? We'll get a chance. We'll get over there and talk to him.
Yeah, he's been out canvassing this morning, but you could probably find him at the sheriff's department. He usually works pretty late.
Okay.
Sheriff's department's kind of up near.
I was gonna say, wasn't it
City
down by the
Market
river?
area.
Well, I thought it was over there. Okay.
Maybe it's somewhere around those spots.
Yeah, we'll keep eye out for them. Well, one thing, they ain't gonna be chasing nobody in their cars, are they? They're gonna have to be afoot. They're gonna go back to being gumshoes again, aren't they?
Tell you what, I think that his deputy lost about 10 pounds. He was a big old boy. He ain't able to get around too good.
Yeah,
All them
well,
teens keep running away from him now. It's easy.
yeah, the radios don't work, and so yeah, you're gonna have to run them to ground now. The cops are gonna get a lot younger.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably right there. I ain't gonna sign up anytime soon. Well,
Yeah.
you enjoy your random strange morning there, stranger.
Yeah,
Strange
Appreciate it.
morning
You
for some
enjoy the
strange
coffee.
folk.
So anyway, we'll ride off a little ways and kind of go, well, funeral home, that makes sense, but I don't know why I don't know what they got in there.
Well, I can think of a few recent additions.
Okay. Anyway,
Just heads up.
Yeah.
well, I'm guessing they were probably all the way dead, but okay.
Oh, you just made the connection.
Huh.
I'm
Well,
not here.
my curiosity is settled. I think there might be something to that feeling I had, but I don't want to go over there.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the funeral home?
No,
Well, what'd we go all the way out here for?
I wanted to know if my weird, stupid feeling matched up with anything, and sounds like it might have. Those undender, that creepy shit, but
Them Richardson boys might be holding their heads around or something like that.
yeah, them poor boys. Sure is awful what happened to them.
Poor boys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. I say we go meet up with the girls and go make some coffee. Unless you guys got something you want to do.
Coffee sounds fucking great.
Let's go get something.
Yeah.
All right, so we, after an appropriate amount of time, reconvene at the coffee shop.
It's a long
And
walk to the
same baristas behind the counter,
Cool.
who matches whatever description I gave you last time.
Yep.
Which
I
was
think we
something-
offer to give them what's left of our turkeys, and by my guess, that's
To-
about 3/4 of a turkey.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
minus a breast. I caught
Yep.
that part.
Yeah.
As
Do we
I'm
want
drifting in and
to
out of
give them the
sleep over
turkey, do some more roasting, and
I was
try to
gonna
get a
say
good
stock up
supply?
on coffee beans and buy something to sip on while we regroup.
As much as they're willing to share with both our bartering and are willing to help roast.
Sure.
And the goodwill we have from fixing their machine.
Yes.
Yeah, all three of those forces combined, you get a healthy amount of coffee.
Yeah. It'll last us a couple weeks.
Yeah, you got a couple weeks supply.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, how'd you guys do? Did you guys get some books and some good silver?
Yeah. got pretty much everything we needed. I think I have enough to probably do the axe and maybe another knife.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
How many turkeys that cost?
1.
We bought a bunch of metal sheet, like basic steel for like 2 turkeys, and you got a bunch of silver for a turkey.
I did a lot better at bartering
We
this
got
time.
way better at bartering.
Nice. So you did all the talking then, Emery.
Yes, most of it.
Oh,
She
well,
helped. We made friends and then we bartered.
so-
That works
yeah.
better.
Yeah. So, by the way, while we're kind of working along, so it sounds like the local constable is looking to talk to anybody from out of town.
Yeah.
So,
it sounds like he made his rounds around the street
Yeah.
right before we came through.
So we were told by some gentlemen that. So I think that if they come into the coffee shop, we'll go talk to them.
You do?
I don't want to avoid them because that looks suspicious. We're from out of town. Nothing, no reason not to talk to them.
We can maybe
Except for the whole
have a
part where
representative of the group.
And nothing happened when we came into town. We just
we just kind of.
But I think we should for now sip these coffees and then head back up to Pete's and get
Yeah.
these arrowheads cut.
No, I agree.
What are the odds we could get out of here like tomorrow?
Probably
long's
pretty good. I think by tomorrow we'll have all our stuff done.
Let's shoot for that. I'm ready to not be here anymore. Rifle. It hasn't gotten any worse. It just hasn't gotten any better either.
All right, so you guys enjoy your cuppa and you make your way back to Pete's. You get up to Pete's ranch, you get back in the backyard, and Pete comes out, Jacob in hand, and a gentleman with a nice thick mustache comes out behind him, wearing a cowboy's hat with the star on the front of it. One of the most sheriff-looking men you've ever seen. Hey there, listener. It's Mike, your dungeon master, here with a quick ad break. As always, thank you for listening. We are having a blast making this, and we appreciate you joining us on this ride. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple of services we use to make this podcast. The first of which is Epidemic Sound. Now, you've heard me talk about Epidemic Sound's broad selection a couple of times now. You've also heard by now that they have a 7-day free trial if you click our referral link. But what I haven't mentioned is that they are also able to build playlists in their site. For those of you burgeoning DMs out there who are listening to this podcast, they are a fantastic tool to build your own playlist for your own encounters at your table. They have over 90,000 sound effects as well that can help spice up your games. If you're interested in taking a look at Epidemic Sounds, you can find our referral code in our podcast description. Helps you run a more exciting game, and it helps us make this podcast possible. While you're down there looking through that description, make sure to also check out our Pinecast referral code. Pinecast is the easy one-stop shop platform for hosting a podcast, and with our referral code, you get 40% off for 4 months when you sign up for a paid plan the first time. As always, if you're looking for a different way to help support the podcast, please leave us a review on your podcasting app of choice. Like, follow, and subscribe to us on our social medias, and of course, share us with your friends and family. Thank you again for joining us on this adventure, and now we're back to the episode. Imagine if Sam Elliott was a sheriff. It's this guy. He comes out and he's kind of talking with Pete. Pete's, it seems amicable, pleasant. And Jacob comes up to you guys, and he's got one of them junior sheriff stickers on his shirt. And he comes up and says, "Oh, you guys are back."
Yep.
We are, and we got you some books. You're gonna love these.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
You'll love Captain Underpants. Emery was right. It was terrible.
My brother reads that. He loves it.
Well, now you have one of your own.
Awesome. Thank you. The sheriff there says he wanted to talk with you guys. He asked me a couple questions, but
Really?
he said he wanted to talk to you guys, and once you got back, and that I should go hang out in the tent while you guys talk.
Yeah.
Look at my new badge. I'm a sheriff now.
I see that.
I'm a deputy.
Deputy.
I'm a deputy
I like
of
it.
the sheriff.
Oh, here, why don't you take your bag of books and see if something interests you and go explore that in the tent.
I got a whole bag of books?
We got you a bunch.
Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. He grabs his books and he goes off to the tent. Moves himself from the scene. As he's doing that, you see Pete shake the sheriff's hand. Pete walks back into the garage and the sheriff comes on up to you fellas.
Before I'm curious. I'd like to get like an insight check on the way Pete is looking at us. Does he look at us suspiciously? Does he look at us just like, I don't know what's going on? I'm trying to get a read on what they've been talking about.
All right.
And I'm thinking that if Pete is hearing that the cop thinks we killed people, that he would be looking at us kind of suspiciously or unfriendly, is what I want to notice when Pete walks away. Is how's Pete looking at us?
Okay, go and give me a roll.
17.
Yeah, you could tell Pete's not looking at you angry. But he is looking he's looking uncomfortable.
Okay.
You could tell he's ready to get back in the shop and get away from this conversation.
Got it.
And so he closes the door and the sheriff comes walking up. Presumably the sheriff comes walking up to you. Did any of you guys write down the name I said? Sheriff.
Officer Jordan was looking
Officer
to talk
Jordan,
to us.
thank you. Jordan, he comes up to you and, howdy there, folks. I'm Sheriff Jordan. Go by Officer Jordan around town. Still not used to having the title of sheriff yet, but got a couple of questions for you folk now that you're back from your errands. If you don't mind me asking a thing or two.
Sure, not at all.
Of course not.
Oh, been asking around. Sounds like you guys have been all over town today. I just managed to miss you, or just barely beat you some places, I'm guessing. What y'all shopping around town for today?
Some books for the kid. We've been riding a lot and he gets bored. And then some metal. Pete's working on some arrows for us, some bows. So helping with the process where we can.
Good. Yeah, Pete does mighty fine work, don't he?
He does.
Nah. A lot of riding lately. Where all you been riding around?
Well, we've been out hunting for a few days. So, it's went up north a couple days. No, half day, something like that.
We were up there a couple days.
We were up there a couple days. Beyond that, we've been working our way east.
Roundabouts where were you doing your hunting?
Elliot, you know where we were. I don't know. It's all sagebrush
We were
to
above
me.
that minimum security prison, and he gives him, he tells him where we were, up above Rifle Gap, past the tennis court.
That weird building.
Yeah,
We were
Yeah.
up there a little ways.
I'm sure that place makes sense for some reason, but I don't know what it is.
It sure doesn't. Hey, I don't know, but you might need to go check out that when we rode by, they looked like they'd had some problems in that prison. So,
What kind of problems would those be?
it looked like there might have been a body laying in the front door. We didn't go. We rode by and saw it, but it's
Interesting.
not like we can call.
Yeah.
So
Maybe there was a breakout? I don't know. Break in?
Been doing a fair bit of riding around, and you wouldn't have been camping off the river there about four days ago, would you? Off the river, just the other side of the highway there. We had some complaints from the Johnsons that some folks had been sleeping on their property at night, started a fire, whole shebang. They're not the folk who tend to like folk being on their property without permission. You know how farmers are out this area.
Sure.
I don't know where we were, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think we crossed any fences to camp, did we?
Not that I recall.
we were over off of.
Too many
We were
episodes.
down in a ravine over off of that was East Mam Creek. We had dropped down for the night. Camped there one night.
If it was private
East
property,
Mam.
we did not know. I
Yeah.
apologize, sir.
Yeah, we didn't go through any fence.
4 nights ago?
Thereabouts, 4 or 5, can't remember exactly.
4 or 5.
We've been.
I'd put you awful close to the Richardsons' property.
Oh, they're the folks people were talking about.
Yeah. Best we can tell, some folk traveled through there and made sure that them boys didn't talk to nobody no more.
Oh, that's awful.
It's a shame.
That's unfortunate.
No, it's not. They're dickheads. But they're dead dickheads, and they're dead
Well.
dickheads in my county. So a couple of strange folk come riding through, sleep not too far from where this murder would have happened. Not too long after this murder would have happened. And I find a bunch of bodies not too far from that campsite. And a very dead mom. Now, she died of pretty obvious medical issues. She ain't been healthy since she was 12. And she didn't try to do anything to make herself healthier. The fact that she survived as long as she has is nothing short of a miracle. How she kept having kids is beyond me. But her boys did not die of no natural causes. I've never seen a natural nothing relocate a head as clean as what I found out there.
That's barbaric.
Quite frankly, I have never seen nothing quite like what I found out there. Fair bit of fresh horse print, arrows being driven into folk, heads being removed from folk.
Man, that's awful.
That was quite frankly one of the worst things I think I've ever come across.
No kidding.
Don't go back into Junction because it's worse down there.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
we
that's
got
true.
we come through the Cameo truck stop over there at the by the Eagle truck stop.
Yeah.
We got jumped, and that's where Jacob come from. We got jumped by a biker gang down
That's
there.
what the boy tells me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Sounds like you're
dicey.
quite the heroes.
Pardon me?
Quite the heroes, as he
Well,
portrays
actually,
ya.
no. It was. I think it was one of the Junction sheriff. He's
Yeah,
the hero.
they saved
Yeah.
our
They
lives.
saved our lives.
We got
I
in it.
I don't remember if we got that gentleman's name, but
I don't
it was
think we
right
did.
after the event had happened. That poor boy had his hands full, but he come out and he saved us. And I'm afraid there's probably a lot of that going on right now.
From the sounds of things, y'all did your darndest to put them boys down before that officer got involved.
Oh, we're not fighters.
No?
We're not
mean-
good at it.
Was
We
the
were,
boy telling a fib then? According to him, y'all came up to that truck stop, picked out them bikers, came up, picked a fight, and rescued them.
You know how kids are. They get a story in their heads.
Hmm.
You know,
I was-
Jacob loves those superhero comics.
We'll admit the situation did
Superhero
unfortunately
shows.
escalate to a fight.
Yeah.
He certainly didn't want one.
Honestly,
So was there
I
a
was trying
fight
to
or
talk them out
was
of
there
it.
not a fight? Was there a cop? I'm
Oh,
sorry,
there was a fight.
folks.
We're just not. We
You
don't.
know,
just
this
look
this
for
level
fights.
of investigation's beyond what I normally deal with out here in Rifle. I'm afraid I'm getting my story twisted
Well,
here.
I can tell you there was honestly a fight,
There was
which
a
we
fight.
did not intend on starting. I was just sort of hoping we could talk or, have a conversation about it.
Have
and
a conversation
they did us a lot
about
of damage. And a cop saved our lives, for sure.
Had a conversation about what on earth could a group Navy boy, probably a farmer,
Hey,
college girl, and cook. Yeah, these are folks I regularly see hanging out with the Sons of Darkness,
Yeah,
Brothers of Darkness.
We were worried about the boy.
You're worried about that boy. That's the
Yeah.
boy that you were worried about.
We were concerned about his well-being.
Yes.
Sir, he looked like he was being kidnapped, and we couldn't allow something like that to happen. So when we walked over to that biker gang to find out, they attacked us and damn near killed us. And the only reason we're still alive is that deputy that saved our lives.
Is this pertinent to your investigation, sir?
Just figuring out what kind of folks I got in my town. Absolutely. Now, if you know a lawyer in town, you like to get them involved, you're more than welcome to. But in the meantime, I'm just asking questions, if that's all right with the rest of you.
Sure. Well,
So, you almost got killed at a truck stop saving that child out of all the ones you must have passed in Grand Junction.
Well, we tried to save a fair number of those too, and we were working with the authorities on that one, but there's only so much you can do, and even they eventually said, you know what, just give up.
Well, with the train exploding and the planes falling up the sky.
Yeah.
Car wrecks.
So after you almost got murdered and got saved by a cop, where did we find ourselves?
Where did we find ourselves?
Yeah, where'd you head on next?
We went to my ranch
Where's your ranch roundabout?
up above Colburn.
Of Colburn. You came from Colburn to here?
In a roundabout sort of way. Mel got us lost.
On a horseback.
Well, I certainly am not going to walk. Look how old I am.
So I'm guessing you didn't double back to the truck stop that a biker gang wanted to kill you at.
That ain't on the-
No.
You guys
no,
come on up the highway then, yeah?
do that.
Part
There's
of the
a lot
way,
of
yeah.
backcountry, especially after I got us lost.
Interestingly, the main road down there leads you right past Richardson's ranch. So you would have been traveling around their neck of woods around the same time these boys got murdered.
Yeah.
Huh. I find that a bit interesting. And you folks are telling me you didn't see nothing.
No,
Nope.
sir.
No, you're the one group of people that they decided to not try to rob.
They were robbing people. Glad we missed them.
Like I said, I'm not
Okay.
missing them being around, but they're dead and they're in my county, and I gotta do my job.
Yeah. Well, sure you got to.
Quite frankly, they did make my life a little easier. It went from 15 robberies down to 1 murder.
Well, I guess that's fewer things to look out for.
It is. Nice thing is I get to kind of focus my attention in on this.
Yeah.
So then you guys go hunting, and you tell me that you find dead bodies up in your hunting area, too, at the prison.
They were in the prison when we come by.
It was just the one body we happened to notice on our way back.
Well, if it's only one, I reckon that's probably all right.
No, it's really not.
Oh?
I'm just making sure, stars are straight.
Well,
Don't know why I'm changing accents.
I'm just saying it's not all right. Nothing about that was all
just
right.
mimicking the
I didn't
sheriff.
even want to look at it. So if hunting wasn't bad enough, do you know how bad turkeys smell? Ugh.
yeah, they're pretty rank. We do
Ugh.
our hunting up around this area there, pretty girl. Yeah, I'm sure you college types probably ain't had to fight for your food before, but that's pretty standard living out in these areas.
Well, la-di-da. Ugh.
Was there any other questions we can answer for you, sir?
Yeah. How is it you folks was able to get past Richardson's ranch without getting robbed? Because there's an interesting bit here, and it's this part I find fun. There's clear sign of horse track bypassing the fallen telephone pole those idiots set up to try to rob people at.
we did
Leads
notice
right
that.
through their dead bodies.
That is amazing.
We rode past a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't rob us. Maybe they'd already been. I didn't notice anything when we come through.
Yeah. Seeing that one dead body up at the prison was bad enough.
It's got to have deceptions.
All around.
Can we do group deception?
Yeah,
Sure.
we're
Do a
working
group
on that.
deception.
Oh, nice.
I don't believe I've spoken to the sheriff. I know the rules.
Yeah, if you haven't spoken, you don't get to roll.
15.
You don't have to roll.
Okay, I want to roll anyway. but it doesn't
You have
matter.
not spoken. You don't get to roll.
If I use my
You're not
inspiration,
deceiving.
do I have to take my inspiration?
Okay.
I don't understand that question.
No,
Well,
only
like-
if it's better.
Okay.
You don't have to take your
I would like to use my inspiration from last
Okay,
episode.
For the turkey noises.
gotcha. Yep.
Oh.
Thank God for the
okay.
turkeys.
That's going to be an 18.
18. Elliot,
15.
James,
21.
Emery.
19.
We believe our story.
There's a reason I haven't said anything.
And we thank you.
You know, and Mel was 100% honest when she said that the beheading was barbaric. That was not a lie.
I'd really appreciate it if y'all would stay around town here for a couple days till we get this buttoned up. Can't have anybody out here removing young boys' heads
Sure.
and committing
Absolutely.
murder
We're planning on
upon
staying in town for
inmates.
a while.
And
Well, we can probably a couple days, but we do have things we need to be getting on down the road. So we'll stay for a couple of
Got-
days. But
eager business to attend to, huh? The rancher from Colburn's got to get boogieing.
We have high hopes that we might be able to reunite Jacob with some of his family over there on the Front Range. And we'd like to get that sooner rather than later for the poor boy.
we don't want to risk getting caught in the mountains come any weather.
Well, I reckon early spring we got a little time before the winter weather comes on back. So I'll real appreciate you folks sticking around. Well, we'll be back here in the next couple of days if you guys don't mind sticking around. We got some other leads to follow up on. There's a fair bit of folk in town. Not a whole lot of strangers. Not a whole lot of travel happening these days, but
Well, I suppose you'll do what you need to do.
that is absolutely the case, yes. Yes, it is. There's how many to your party? There's 5 of y'all. And a boy. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back. Thank you for your time, and in the meantime, enjoy our fine town.
All right.
Can
Good
I do
luck
it?
with
Can
your
I do an insight check?
investigation.
Can I do an insight check on that? That sounded so nefarious.
Be as specific as possible on what you're insighting. He said a lot of shit there.
On the very last thing he said that I immediately forgot, but it sounded so nefarious.
Enjoy the
Enjoy our
town.
town.
Yeah.
Absolutely go ahead and roll whatever. Insight.
check.
Inception.
It's a 17. Am I still dreaming?
He could give a shit less if you enjoy rifle.
I think we already knew that.
It just sounded so nefarious. I didn't know if he was.
That he tips his hat to you and he heads on out of here.
I need to get me one of those.
Kind of knocks on.
The
Keep
hat.
the sun off your face. It's good for you.
He knocks on the garage wall as he's walking past, just kind of let Pete know he's leaving. Heads on out the front.
Is he walking or is he on horseback?
He's walking right now.
Have we seen any indications that he might have a horse?
Not yet.
Just
So
curious.
we're gonna go. Hey, Pete, we got the medal for you.
Pete opens up his shop and he comes out and he says, "Alrighty. Yeah, that'll do. That's enough. The boy did an alright job today.
Did he? Good. He
Reckon.
bagged himself.
He didn't glue his hands together, did he?
He did not. Not gonna say he sped things up,
I'm sorry.
but went alright. Not a bad kid. I'm gonna get these done for you, and then once I'm done with them, I'm gonna probably have to ask you folks to not be at my property anymore."
All
We
righty.
respectfully accept that request.
Yeah. Gotta say, the conversations I've had with you folks and the questions the sheriff's now asking, some of the stories that boy had to tell, I'll feel a lot better. All due respect, I'll feel better if we part ways.
Sure.
Fucking luck with the werewolf.
If you have a reference for the arrowheads, I can see what I can do to start shaping them.
Sure. He pulls out.
Just like a spare
Yeah, he's got an arrow.
arrowhead.
Yeah, he pulls
Yeah.
one out. This is what it looks like.
Sure. You mind if I hold on to this and just make a template?
Absolutely. You could have it.
Thank you.
Sweet. Up 1 arrowhead.
So I think we'll just go unload our horses, put everything down, and I don't
I'll try to help Fletch. I can't do worse than Jacob.
know. You're probably better at it, honestly. Like, I hope you're better at it.
Me too.
Yeah, you're able to go in and you see he leaves the door open this time. He knows he's on a private conversation. You can see he's got his Fletch and rig thingy set up. He's doing it and fletching him real good. You can tell it's not a difficult process. It's not complicated. You come up and ask if you can help him, and he just kind of grunts and nods his head over towards one of the rigs. Kind of walks you through it real. He ain't being as amicable as he was the other night. He walks you through it. He tells you how to get it done. Again, it don't look difficult. So you're able to help him. We'll say it's, I don't know, a little afternoon.
Cool.
It's not like your errands this morning took a whole hell of a lot of time. So
Yeah.
say it's a little afternoon.
Yeah.
And Emery will get started on cutting metal down.
Awesome. Fire up your little baby forge.
And
And
yeah, exactly.
We'll ask Pete if there's any other errands that he needs help with. If he wants us to cut up the leather, or if there's anything else while we're still here.
Yeah, leather stripping wouldn't hurt.
So we'll help him whatever he needs, because sometimes just having a bunch of hands can help. So we'll just help him do whatever he needs done.
I feel like we could leave a good portion of that elk with him too. Like the meat.
It's fine.
I mean, unless we want to carry around the elk meat, but it's not smoked.
Yeah, it's not going to keep all that long.
We'll work on curing that too. That could be your task while we're here.
Smoking elk.
I have no idea how long it would take to try that much elk meat.
James is kind of like in the corner, like thinking.
You could, process it down a bit and smoke some steaks and shit that
I'm gonna say if you do smaller pieces, it goes
Do like jerky.
fast.
There you go, a bunch of elk jerky.
Yep.
Elk sausages and things like that.
It wouldn't take a whole hell of a lot for it to be jerky. It's lean as hell.
Yeah.
It's
My
not like you
grandpa
got a
used
lot
to
of
do that,
fat to
actually.
process. Make some baller jerky if you know what you're doing. Elk jerky's the shit.
James knows what he's doing. But yeah. It takes him a minute.
He hasn't worked with elk before.
Fair, it's not a culinary go-to.
Freaking dead dropped
It's
on
a shame. It should be.
Well, it'll be edible anyway.
Be a hell of a lot better than nothing.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys kill the rest of the day. We'll say by end of day, you're pretty much wrapping up. The work's pretty much done. Pete takes a look at the sky and yeah, kind of goes against my better judgment, but I can't kick you guys out at night. That just don't feel like the right thing to do.
Oh, it's all right. If
yeah,
you and the wife aren't feeling comfortable,
the wife don't know none of this. The wife ain't gonna know none of this. We're gonna keep it that way.
Okay.
Wife knows that the sheriff's been around asking questions. Shit, I might be sleeping out here.
He's just doing his job.
Yeah, and his job's never once brought him to our house before.
No.
So you get your rest. I'd love to see y'all head out of here in the morning. I know he asked you to stay around for a couple days' time, but I'd greatly appreciate if that wasn't on my land.
Sure. When he comes by looking for us, you let him know that you asked us to move along, and we did.
Yep. You tell me where you're headed, and I'll pass the message.
Don't know where we're headed at the moment. We're gonna find a place I don't know where we're gonna stay in town.
You
We'll
are
have to
staying
look
in
for
town.
something.
I will make sure and let him know that you're around here somewhere.
Yep.
He'll understand. He and I went to high school together. Known him for most of my life. But I appreciate you. This is
we
good quality
appreciate the work
leather.
you did for us.
I would say as far as our relationship's gone, you've done good by me. I hope these bows hold up to your standards.
I'm sure they will. They look up to your as normal, excellent work.
Now you guys got two more. You wanted one long, one short, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
That sounds right.
I thought it was too long. Though.
Was it too long?
Yeah, I think it was too long, Lowe's.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But I know for sure you wanted 3 quivers era. You got that.
Yep.
You got
Yeah.
full 3 quivers era. And you got whatever bows we agreed to.
Bows. I've got one. James got one.
Yeah.
I know it was Olnok, and I thought it was you.
Were you getting a short bow?
I think I was gonna take one of the longbows, and I think I was gonna give Mel the short bow that I have.
That might be what I'm
I
thinking.
think
That's
that
what I was thinking.
Okay.
You gave her the short bow, and you got a long. That's what it
Emery,
is.
you're not trying to get a bow.
I don't think.
I think everybody's proficient in short bow, but I'm not positive.
That sounds right now that
I
you
can
say
do
that.
crossbow, but not short bow.
How would you look at that?
You're proficient.
It's under
You're
proficiency.
proficient. Yeah, you're
Yes.
proficient.
You get all weapons though. You're
Okay.
you're a barbarian.
You can pick up just about any weapon and kill people with it pretty effectively.
Nice.
That's your niche. You and fighters.
Yeah.
Got it.
So do add that to your inventory. And I would assume you get one of the quivers of arrows, so you can add that to your inventory. With that, the night passes fairly uneventfully. As you guys are sleeping on your watches, the howling is closer. The howling's very obviously in town now.
I don't like that.
I'm so impressed at Mel.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I would be having nightmares at this point. But that high
She's just fine.
charisma, she's just golden. She is out like a light.
There you go.
Sorry,
I rolled
can't-
terribly
I'm a
on
little
my
jealous
charisma.
myself,
On
I'm not
there.
gonna lie.
I'm
So-
sleeping, but I'm still having
We're doing a
nightmares.
charisma save or whatever.
Well,
I'm
Christmas
doing
save for
Christmas
nightmares,
save
you
for
don't need to.
nightmares. The guilt alone should be keeping her awake.
I'm golden, bro. 19.
There you go. There you go.
Plus 1, 20.
You guys wake up the next morning, start breaking down camp. You hear somebody knocking on Pete's front door again. You're able to overhear some muffled talking, one of which sounds lower and slow and drawn out and mustached. Theater of the Mind is Jeremy Arfston as Elliot Brandybane, Amanda Arfston as Melanie Kelly, Michael Burnell as Olnok Varger Johnson, Michael Downs as James O'Brien, Casey Weingarten as Emery Lee, and myself, Mike Schock, as your Dungeon Master. We release new episodes every 2 weeks, so our next episode will release on May 12th. If you want to follow us, our social media and website can be found on our link tree, which can be found in the podcast description. Also in the podcast description, you can find a link to Pinecast, as well as our referral code to get you 40% off your first 4 months of a paid membership, as well as our referral link to Epidemic Sound, which gets you a 1-week trial period to their excellent platform. The music this week was sourced from Epidemic Sounds, who we are not sponsored by under the Creative Commons license. The songs used in this episode are Desert Highway by Aerialverse, The Foreshadowing by Gabriel Lewis, Craniums by Pierce Roswell, Vargtimen by Desane, Ebba's Not Right by Peter Crosby, Say My Name by Kendelian, Endless Winter by Vendla, Watching Over Me by Jackie Martin, This Poor Love Song by Stuart Zetterberg, Epic Station by Jimmy Wallstein, I Found You Now by Kendelian, View from an Ocean Window by Stefan Carlane, Dark Moment by Pollyanna Maxim, and Beyond Imagination by Gavin Luke. The Theater of the Mind theme, ad break, and outro were written by Mike Schock. Theater of the Mind is a work of fiction, and any similarities to any persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental.